Hello, this is the Odysseyware Student User Tutorial for Mountain View Los Altos Adult Education's High School Diploma Department. Odysseyware is a software that you may access independently and online in order to work on a course for credit toward your high school diploma. To access Odysseyware, all you need is a web browser and internet access. Let's begin. First, select your web browser. Do not use Google Chrome. The most compatible web browser for Odysseyware is Mozilla Firefox, so it is highly recommended. On your Odysseyware information sheet, you will find our school's Odysseyware URL address. Type that into the URL bar, hit the arrow to proceed. To log in, your username is your first initial and last name, and your password is MVLA plus the current school year. For example, MVLA14. Both of these need to be lowercase and no spaces. If you're logging on for the first time, you need to agree to the terms and conditions of the license agreement and hit Let's Get Started. The first thing you need to do is change your password. At the top right corner, you'll find your name and a triangle icon. Click the icon to change your password. You need to enter your new password twice and hit Save. If at any time you need to reset your password or you have forgotten your password, let any teacher know and they can help you. All right, let's access your course by clicking on Learn. The first tab you will see is the Assignments tab. These are assignments that are due. On the left, you will see suggested due dates to help you stay on track with the minimum progress requirement for the program. Under the Courses tab, you may access your course in its entirety by clicking on the course and then clicking on an individual unit to see the assignments. Every course in Odyssey is comprised of a certain amount of assignments, which include lessons worth 20% of your grade. You have 10 attempts and must pass with an 80% or better. Projects worth 20% of your grade. All projects must be completed and submitted with all requirements met. Quizzes are worth 20% of your grade. You have one attempt and they can be taken at home. Tests are worth 40% of your grade. They must be taken at our lab in room 104. Using notes is highly recommended. When looking at your assignments, on the right you will notice a status bar. Some assignments say assigned, some say not started. This is because in order to move forward and open new assignments, you must complete, pass, and submit assignments in order. Now let's look at a lesson. Click on the lesson. To the right of the reading, you will see 4 embedded tools. The first is the print tool, to print assignments and/or notes. The second is the reference tool. By highlighting a term, for this example, we'll use biography, and then clicking on the reference tool, you will be given a combination of a dictionary and encyclopedia reference already included in your lesson. The next tool is the translate tool. We recommend that you only highlight one paragraph at a time. Click the translate tool and then select the language you wish for the passage to be translated to. The final tool is the Speak As tool. Again, we recommend you only highlight one paragraph at a time. Select the tool and then select a name or voice for the lesson to be read in.
In the next few lessons, you will be studying Doris Lessing's short story Through the Tunnel.
On the left side, you will find an embedded notes tool. The red ones are teacher notes. Be sure to read all teacher notes for helpful information and as a part of communication with your teacher. The gray boxes you may click on, and those will be your student notes. Write the notes in the box. You can color coordinate them using the color boxes to the left. Make sure you print all notes before coming in to take a test. You can delete them, you can save them, and there you go. In addition to the reading, each lesson has learning components for all types of learners. Visual learners may benefit from graphics, videos, and slide presentations, while auditory learners benefit from tiny tutors, videos, and audio clips. For kinesthetic learners, there are interactive games. After you read the first section of your lesson, you have choices as to how to move forward. You may choose to read additional sections of the lesson if they are provided, or you can work on questions by clicking on questions in the top right corner. The types of questions include matching, where you match numbers to terms or definitions. Select all that apply. Square boxes indicate that you may select more than one answer. Select the best answer. Circles indicate that you can select one answer, choosing the best answer, not the correct answer. There are true-false questions, written response questions that will be manually graded by your teacher, and drop-down selection questions, which allow you to pick one answer from a drop-down list. Next to each question, you will find an Ask for Help button. This allows you to message your teacher without leaving your screen. Question numbers constantly jumble or mix up, so the help box stays with a specific question, which is helpful when working in your lesson. Hit send and then click Ask for Help again to hide your help question box. When submitting your answers, be sure that you click Next Question or Submit Answer every time you select or change your answer. If you do not do that, your answers will not be saved. Double check all of your answers. Once you pass a lesson with 80% or better, you will not be able to go back in and change your answers. Make sure you answer all written response questions to be submitted and graded by your teacher. You hit Turn It In, Yes Please, and your lesson has been submitted for grading to your teacher. As long as the lesson's been submitted, you will be able to move forward. Now let's look at a project. By going back into Courses, back into your course, back into the unit, click on Project to access. Projects look similar to lessons. The reading consists of background information, specific instructions. Please read carefully and follow them correctly. If you need help understanding the directions, ask a teacher for more assistance. After doing the reading, click on Work on Questions. There is a text box and upload available for you to submit your project. To use the text box, type or copy and paste writing into the box. By using the Writer's tool, you can click the refresh icon at the top right of the blue bar to get a word count, spelling and grammar check, and an overall score gauge that gives you an indication of how on topic you are. You may also upload your project by clicking on Choose a File. You can browse your computer and select a file like you would in any upload. And the last step of that would be to make sure you hit the upload button. If you do not, your project will not be submitted. It is very important to remember to back up your work. Odysseyware is an online software and sometimes things get lost. In order to turn it in, hit Submit or Turn It In, and it will go to your teacher for manual grading. Again, like a lesson, as long as it's turned in, you will be able to move forward in your coursework while you wait for your teacher to grade your assignment. Now let's look at quizzes and tests. Quizzes may be taken at home. Tests must be taken at our lab in room 104. You have access to quizzes immediately, however, tests must be opened by your teacher. You go back into your assignments list and click on Quiz to access. It'll ask you if you are ready. Go ahead and click Ready. You will notice there is no reading for quizzes or tests. Instead, you click on Work on Questions to begin. Complete questions as you would on a lesson, making sure you double check your answers before turning in the entire quiz or test. While quizzes and tests look very similar in format, there is testing information and testing rules that you must know. First, you must take tests in our lab in room 104 at the Adult Education Building. You do not need an appointment to take a test. There is no time limit. Allow yourself 30 to 60 minutes at least for taking a test. You must use our Lab 104 computers. All Lab 104 computer desktops will be monitored by teachers. Notes are okay and highly recommended. They should be handwritten or typed, no copying and pasting. Teachers will check. Finally, if there is any suspicion of cheating, it will result in administrative consequences. Now for the testing rules. No using copy and pasted notes. Again, teachers will check them. You are not allowed to have any additional tabs or windows open. If you have a cell phone and/or headphones, both must be put away entirely for the entire duration of your test taking. And of course, there is no talking. Now let's look at messaging by clicking on Message. Every time you log into Odysseyware, you must check your messages, especially if you see a red icon that indicates a new message. You have 3 inboxes: Inbox, Archived, and Sent. Click on a message to open and read it. Odysseyware will not allow you to delete messages. However, you can send messages into your archive inbox by selecting Archive. To send a message, click on Compose. For the To field, you need to click the box next to your teacher's name to automatically set who your message will go to. Type the subject into the subject box, the message into the message box, and hit Send Message. It's as simple as that. This concludes our tutorial. I would like to leave you with some final words. Odysseyware is accessible 24/7 via the internet. You can begin working on your course immediately. You may work faster than the minimum requirement if you wish to finish your course before the end of the term. Contact your teacher or any teacher for any help, especially with program, course, logging on, or other questions. Good luck with your course.